Good morning, gentlemen. I hope you're doing well. It was wonderful to have us all at rehearsal last night. Wanted to touch base with you this week again as you are getting and starting to think ahead about this next week. And why, again, do we ask that we sing 15, 20 minutes a day every day? This is so hugely important to not only what we're doing in the chorus, but for each of us and our health as well. Why is singing so important? Well, first, singing makes you feel better. It often releases the endorphins, it releases serotonin, it releases dopamine, the happy chemicals that just lighten our mood and make us feel good about ourselves. It helps introduce more blood into the oxygen because singing enhances our lung function. It's just that is a part of exercise, using our lungs every day purposely as part of that singing really does help our cardiovascular system. Now, you can do a lot more work with that on exercise any given day of the week, but singing is a key part of helping to improve lung function. What else does singing do 15 minutes a day? It helps you beat stress. It helps you relax. It's shown to reduce anxiety, to help alleviate a lot of those troubles that sometimes we feel can be just so overwhelming, particularly in the world that we live in right now. What else can singing do? It helps improve memory. That daily, daily consistency of singing, that 15 or 20 minutes, that is exercising your memory. And if we don't exercise our memory, then I often hear people concerned that, oh, I won't be able to remember the words. That can totally happen, but you know what? That practice every day helps really ingrain that into our memory. So singing helps our memory, that 15 minutes a day, building the consistency in what we do. Then when we come to rehearsal on Thursday night, singing builds community. And you hear me talk about that all the time. You hear me talk about that every Thursday. It builds the community with the people that we stand on the risers with, which each man who stands on the risers, who we know is there to help us create beautiful barbershop harmonies. It builds community. It builds brotherhood there. It builds community when we go out and perform in the world, in our community. So when we're out performing in Santa Clara, when we're out singing Valentine's, that is building community. As I have said, you hear me say so many times, right now there is so much going on in the world, and what we really are missing is a sense of community. And when we help bring beauty into this world through singing and barbershop, that helps build community and it helps build ties. Another reason why singing is so important. When we sing, we also express ourselves. Now, I know a lot of times you're asking me, what is my interpretation of the music? And I'm trying to give you those technical things. Last night was a big technical rehearsal, I know that. But it helps us express ourselves. It helps us get into those places in ourselves emotionally that sometimes we need to explore and be able to let out into the world. Singing can really help us when life gets tough. When I start talking about that feeling of disconnect that we experience in the world, life can be really tough. That sense of community is so important. So singing is a part of that. Talking about the reduction in anxiety, talking about that production of the serotonin and the dopamine and endorphins, it can just really help us get through those tough times. And I know when I'm feeling really out of sorts, rehearsal on Thursday night is just so incredibly positive and really helps get me back into the right place. Singing helps improve our confidence. When you have spent that time working your music, working your technique, singing your scales, practicing the words, practicing the rhythms, it helps boost your confidence. And that is huge to how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the community around you, in this case, our chapter. These are so important. So 15 minutes a day, gentlemen. Make sure that at least in 2 or 3 of those, you're adding the scales, you're adding the interval work, you're adding the triad work. That helps build those skills through consistency and persistence, and all of the other things that I listed about singing as well. That's why 15 minutes a day, because a win and improvement for any individual member of our chorus is a win and improvement for the whole chorus. And last night's rehearsal really showed that. It was our first rehearsal on one of the toughest pieces we had, and there was a lot of people who were, I know they were feeling a lot of anxiety over that piece, and they spoke with me about it. Man, we have incredible places to go with that piece because of the work you have already done. Don't rest on your laurels though. Keep that piece in your learning process, 15 minutes a day with the other ones. Also this week, make sure you're adding Razzle Dazzle. We are going to start Razzle Dazzle next week in rehearsal, and we want to make sure that that piece has got a great springboard to start as we get going in rehearsal on that process. So, gentlemen, I know I'm not going to promise you it's ever going to be easy, but I am going to promise you that each step that you take, each step that you own as a barber shopper, as a Peninsulaire, will make it worth it. Gentlemen, it's a great day to be a barber shopper. It's a great day to be a Peninsulaire. I'll see you next Thursday.
Till I'm laid to my rest, striving on.